Hello guys, Mystagophobia. Today I'm bringing another Division 2 build for the Golden Bullet global event, because next week we are into year 6. But if you like my content guys, like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So our first piece of gear is the mask. 2 pieces, 15% weapon handling, that's always helps with all your weapons. 3 piece is 15% rate of fire. 4 pieces Striker's Gamble. Weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. 1 stacks lost per second between 0 and 50 stacks. 2 stacks lost per second between 50 and 100 stacks. So the core attribute is 15% weapon damage. The attributes are 10% hazard protection, and the mod is 6% critical chance. Our second piece of Striker is the holster. Core attribute is 15% weapon damage. The attribute is 10% hazard protection. Our third piece of Strikers is the gloves. Core attribute is 15% weapon damage, and the attribute is 10% hazard protection as well. We're using the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack, the exotic. Core attributes are red, 15% weapon damage, blue core, and the skill tier. And the attribute mod we're using is 12% critical damage. And the talent is resourceful if you don't have this backpack. So basically I'm running 3-piece Striker, it unlocks the next bonus, so I have 4-piece Striker unlocked without using 4-piece, so I'm only using 3-piece. So for example Seska, my chest piece, the first bonus is 10% crit chance and the second bonus is 10% hazard protection. I get hazard protection the second bonus without using 2-piece Seska. So if that clears how that works guys. So our next piece of gear is the Cavalier knee pads, the gear set. We're using 1 piece, and because we've got Ninja, we get the 2-piece bonus, which is 30% hazard protection. Core attribute is a blue, attribute is 10% hazard protection. So our final piece of gear is the chest piece. We're using a Seska piece, we get 10% crit chance with 1 bonus, but because we're using Ninja, we get 10% hazard protection as well. Core attribute is a red. Attributes are 10.8% critical hit damage. You can max all this stuff out. 10% hazard protection, and the mod is 6% critical hit chance. Talent is obliterate. Critical hit increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 25 times. We basically have max crit chance, but we'll always have this active obliterate. So the primary weapon I decided to use this time around with the Golden Bullet, I wanted to try the Backfire exotic SMG. Not many people use it, but it is actually a really powerful weapon. So we have higher RPM because of Striker, we get 15% rate of fire increase. Core attribute is 14.6% SMG damage, 21% critical hit chance, and 10% damage targets out of cover. So if you only just got this, I'd recommend re-rolling it at the bench and try and get damage targets out of cover. So I believe it comes with magazine size, I could be wrong there, it was quite a while ago. So the talent is payment in kind, dealing damage to enemies adds a stack of 1% critical damage up to 200 stacks, lasting 10 seconds. On reload, apply 10-second bleed to yourself, which deals 0.5% armor damage per stack, but we have 100% hazard protection, which is 100% bleed resistance. And because of Golden Bullet's bonus, it gives you more RPM, doesn't it? It gives you more damage. So you'll easily get stacks to 200 stacks. Like I'll show you in the background, I'm doing control points and missions, and it's powerful as hell. Let's go. So the second weapon I'm using is the mop, named shotgun. Core attributes 15% shotgun damage, 12% damage to armor, and 10% armor on kill. And we have preservation. If we get a headshot, we basically get 20% armor on kill. If you just get a body shot, it's 10%. So potentially we have 40% because we're using gunner as well, the specialization, which gives us 10% armor on kill as well. So if you're in a bit of a tight situation, just swap to this gun, get a kill, you'll get tons of armor back. So the pistol I'm using is the Orbit. I use this on most of my builds. You can only get it from the Dark Zone and named caches. If you want to know where named caches are, just play Countdown and you can buy them from the vendor easily. 15% pistol damage, 10% damage targets out of cover. Talent is perfect finisher. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. Those are the weapon mods. So the first skill I'm using is the Crusader Ballistic Shield. We're tier 3 because we're running Ninja, which has a blue and a yellow, and our Cavalier piece is a blue, so we're tier 3, so we have a tiny bit of health on our shield. And those are the mods at the bottom. Secondary I'm using is the Decoy, just to distract the enemies, so you'll have time to get the buff for Golden Bullet really quick. So we're tier 1 because of Ninja, we have a skill tier on the backpack, and those are the mods as well. So this is the overall build, guys. This is just a quick breakdown. So we have three-piece Striker with the Ninja, so we have 4-piece, so we have Striker's Gamble, which gives us loads of weapon damage. All pieces of gear have hazard protection, so that's 50% with 5 pieces, and because we're using Ninja Seska, we get 10%, so that's 60% hazard. And then because we're running 1-piece Cavalier, we get 30%, which 60 plus 30 is a 90%, and your watch gives you 10% hazard, which I believe is this one, hazard protection 10%. So we are at 100% hazard protection, bleed resistance. So we have the chest piece, hazard protection, obliterate, Striker all have hazard. The mod on the mask is crit chance. On the chest piece it's crit chance. On the backpack it's crit damage. And then quickly we're using the Backfire, which basically gives us 200% crit damage if we can get the stacks, which are easy to get. Second gun we're using for survivability is the Mop. Preservation, armor on kill, and we have the gunner specialization, so we get about 40% armor on kill. And then when we have the orbit, what will give us crit chance and crit damage. And then the specialization is gunner, but that's the quick breakdown. We have shield and a decoy. But now I'll show you the stats. So at the moment we have 58% critical hit chance and 72.8% critical hit damage, which with the stacks with the Backfire is 200% crit damage, so we'll be at 272.8% critical hit damage. And the stack's not hard to get really. And we have the Golden Bullet damage as well, and rate of fire we get from the buff. So the build does work pretty good. So shotgun 37% crit chance and 67 crit damage, but that will hit hard anyway because of the obliterate stacks you get, the Striker stacks, and the Golden Bullet. So I'll scroll down now for you. So like you see, we have 100% hazard protection, bleed resistance. Bleed resistance is only the one we care about really. But you'll see in the background that the gun is hitting hard as hell. So the specialization we're using is the gunner specialization. We get killing enemies grant 10% armor on kill, so basically that's survivability. We get 10% total ammo capacity every 60 seconds, so we always get ammo. And after every kill we get 5% rate of fire for 5 seconds, which is really good because we already get 15% rate of fire from Striker, and we get rate of fire from this talent and the Golden Bullet buff. And remember, if you're running the gunner you get the minigun, and if you have the buff and you pull out your minigun, that has the buff as well, so it will shoot super quick. And when you get kills with the Golden Bullet, it refreshes your magazine, so you don't have to reload like you'll see in some of the gameplay. That I don't reload the gun. But we have 15% shotgun damage, 15% SMG damage, and 15% sidearm damage. But this is the build that I've been using in this global event. It's been about 2-3 days now, and I've leveled up quite a bit, at least 30 levels. So get your stars while you can, guys. I'll make some videos next week for the year 6 and how to level up quick, etc. But thanks for watching, guys, and happy hunting.